Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another BJ&Co Civilization 6 video. I hope you're all doing well. Today we are taking a look at our research and social policy trees within Civilization 6. If you guys are interested in a little bit more basic stuff, we've got a great video on how to found your first city, which you can check out at the link on the screen here. But yeah, like I said, we want to talk a little bit about the changes to the technology tree from Civ 5, as well as the social policy changes, and things that you can do to help yourself get ahead in the game and keep one step up on your opponents, because this is a multiplayer game. AI is fun, but multiplayer is where it's at, and we know you want to kick your friends' butts. It's the way it goes. So first things first, we'll start with the technology tree. Similarity to Civ 5, the technology tree progresses through the eras as you go along. You can see in the background they're here. Just a basic overview. The lines show you which technologies are prerequisites of other ones as you progress along. So the dark gray are what you can research, brown is what has been researched, and the white are you can eventually but not currently until you unlock the prerequisites. The blue ones are what you are actually working on currently, and if you want to, you can hold shift and click things to queue them up. You can see the numbers going in there. If you select a further on text such as masonry, you'll see it will automatically queue what you need first to get there. So that's the basics. Let's go into the new things. The new thing they've made in terms of the technology tree is the bonuses, which is the boosts. They are inspiration moments when it comes to technology, and they're Eureka moments when we get to social policies, but we'll get there later. So you can see each single technology has this wonderful circle around it, and there is either kind of a empty hollow bar or there is a filled in bar. The bars start out hollowed, and it's everything past this point. So the pottery, animal husbandry, and minery do not have a boost to them, but everything else in the game does. And you can see at the bottom it says 2 boost. Found a city on the coast. 2 boosts. Find a natural wonder. Farm a resource. Meet another civilization. So when you do this, it will give you 50% of the science needed to get that. I'm currently playing as China. They get 60%, which is why this is a little off of the center line, but just wanted to be honest there for you guys. So you can see what I've done is I met a civilization on the map, and by doing so, it gave me half of this filled. That's great. If you think early game, so writing is 50 science, I just knocked in, with any civ, 25 science off by meeting another civilization. So I'm making approximately 4 per turn. So now I need about 24. So we're looking at 6 turns to get it instead of 12 turns. I just cut it in half what it would have taken me. These boosts, science is good. Campus districts are good to get your science going. Keep it going. You need science to progress along. But if you can be hitting these inspiration moments, you're halving everything you need compared to somebody that isn't hitting any of these. So it's a very smart idea to be thinking about these inspiration moments as you go ahead. And so working towards them, I'd probably work towards, I can't guarantee I'll find a natural wonder, but I'll probably try to get out some scouts to try to find one to maybe boost this. I will definitely be getting a builder out to try to farm a resource. And I've met a civilization, but I'll also be thinking further along in terms of, it might be smart to get a slinger if I want to get archers out right away. Or, if I want to get the watermill and the wheel, once I get mining, I should look towards using my builder to mine a resource to cut that down. So prioritizing those, don't do it at the expense of your game, right? Like make sure you're still building the units you need to protect yourself and building buildings to progress yourself along. Don't be focusing solely on getting these. But if it's within your powers, I strongly suggest getting them to speed everything up. Another neat tip is, you can spend a turn or 2. Let's just progress. I'm doing irrigation right now. And you can see what happens is we will get the science towards it, but the boost will still, I'll go in the technology tree. So we've got that little portion towards it. The boost is still 50% of the whole thing. So if you're not quite at the point of getting one of the boosts, but you're going to get it soon, what I would suggest is tech about half the turn. So I would say I'd do probably another 7 turns on irrigation, and then I'd switch to something else. And then as soon as I farm a resource, bam, irrigation is done for me. So that's what I like to call is hedging a science, where you get it to the point where as soon as you hit the boost, you will have it. So it's kind of just an efficient way. Now it's tough. There's nothing in the game to kind of let you know when you're at 50%. I haven't found any mods yet that have done that. But, every turn you can see it up here so you can see where that's at. So that's the technology side of things, guys. Again, it's very, your sailing is kind of a separate track from everything else in the game. Your military is more along the bottom track. So you can very much pinpoint certain things that you want to go for. And you don't necessarily need to build everything else. Like if I want to go a very industrial line, going up and trying to get industrialization, I don't need any of these military techs. Or I need some of the sailing techs, but I don't need any of the ones up here. So it's kind of, you can focus on where you want to go, but always make sure that you are thinking about other things. You want to be able to have the ability to create military if you need, and that sort of thing. So play around with the tech tree, see what techs you like, what techs you don't. It's great here. The tooltips are wonderful to show what the different technologies open as well. What buildings you get, what districts, what units, and what those units do for you. So it's play around, look around the tech tree, see what paths you like to go into. But like I said, focus on those inspirations. It will go a long way for you. Now, the social policy side of things, if you're used to Civ 5, is kind of our civics tree in this. And the civics tree is really cool. It looks very similar to the technology tree. You have the different policies. There's different spots where you can pass the eras. But this also leads into your government side of things. So exactly like we were talking in the science, there is boosts. These are Eureka moments, I believe. And they give you 40% of the culture. If you can focus on these to try to get them, it works great. Some of the science ones require you to complete things in the civics tree and vice versa, so they go hand in hand. So I won't go too much into depth. You'll see there's a bunch of cards on these that are either economic, military, or great person or diplomatic cards. We'll go into this as we talk about governments. And the neat thing about governments, you see, is at certain civics policies, there are different governments you can unlock. Now, right off the bat, you only have Code of Laws, so you don't have any government to start with. But I'm just going to go quickly until we get into our first government. Fortify, next turn. Come on, unlock. And as soon as you unlock, finish the Code of Laws, what this will do is this will open Chieftain for you. And what you can do is, what the governments allow you to do is they give you spaces to assign the different cards. The diplomatic, the economic, the military, and the great people cards. So we should get it this turn. Yada, yada, yada. Let's go. Stupid barbs, get the hell away. So then we can click any time that you have completed a thing in the civics tree, you can then change your policies. You can see we start at chiefdoms, we can view governments. This is the different ones we can unlock. And as we unlock them, you'll notice that there's different card slots that each one's have. Some are more military boosted, where it allows you to put a lot of military cards. Other ones are more economic or diplomatic. And each one of these two has a base ability where, so oligarchy, I would get all land melee units, gain +4 combat strength. That's permanent while you have it equipped. But then also, there's a percentage gain. So 1% every 5 turns I would gain in combat experience as I have this. And that stays with you. So if you switch governments later on, that is still a bonus that will be benefiting you. So you can kind of hedge that. There's lots of different things you can do. I won't go too much into depth with that. But in terms of the policies, there's all sorts of fun cards. Right off the bat, you get these 4. Allow you to do different things of, do you want some production? Do you want some faith or gold? Very easy, you just drag and drop them in. And then with military, right off the bat, you can do your combat strength and your survey. So double experience for recon units. So that allows you to really tailor your style of play with your government is to, if you're going to war, maybe you pick up a bunch of different military-related civics cards, or maybe you tailor your civics tree towards things more along the top, which has your military civics. Really neat aspect to allow you to swap out your governments very easily. Anytime you complete researching one of these, it allows you to change your government and to change your policies within it. So that's very, very dynamic in what you can do there. I strongly suggest, again, here, going for those Eureka moments to get these finished. And same thing, you can hedge your culture here, swapping between them as you need. Again, I would also strongly suggest going for political philosophy fairly quickly. You need to get these 4 in order to get up to political philosophy, but being able to choose one of these, they each have 4 card slots over the 2 from Chieftain, will give you a huge benefit to your game. You can start earning great people points, a lot more influence towards the city-states, that sort of thing with those cards there. So push your way to it and then play around with it. Like, there's lots of things you can do in this tech tree. See what you like. One neat little trick that I really like is every so often there might be different things that you're not really planning on picking up. Like, you know, maybe there's not anything that I really like in military tradition, and I don't really need military tradition until I'm trying to get mercenaries or military training. So if I'm not planning to go to war, maybe I leave military tradition, and then later on, if I'm in a pinch and really want to switch out my policies in a hurry, I can go back and have a short turn to just get this to switch out my policies instead of waiting, you know, later on. These might be 10, 15 turns, but military tradition might be 1 or 2. So it's not a bad idea to sometimes keep some of those lower cost ones in your pocket if you do need to make adjustments. You know, somebody declares war on you, maybe you want to swap things up and get some military policies going to decrease the cost of your military. Because there is all sorts of things, you know, 100% production towards training classical era heavy and light cavalry units. That's huge if you're going to war. You can put things out twice as fast. There's all sorts of neat things. So go through, look at the different cards. I'm not going to go into depth with them. But that is the basics of the technology and the civics tree. I hope you guys found this helpful. Those are my little tips and tricks to get you ahead and a brief overview. If you guys have tips and tricks, I'd love to hear them down in the comments below. Or if I'm completely off my rocker, let me know. I love hearing from you guys. It's always good. If you've got other topics that you'd like to hear about within Civ 6, I'm still learning my way through it, but I always like to learn and help you guys learn. So if there's something you want to know about, just throw it down in the comments below. As always, if you guys enjoyed this, don't forget to smash that like button, and you can subscribe to the channel on updates of when our new content goes live. And we'd love to hang out with you on whatever social media you're on: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Tumblr, Reddit, Vote, Instagram, Snapchat, all those fun places. We're all over the place. And we've got a cool new website, BJ&Co.ca, so we hope to see you guys there. As always, thanks very much for watching, and we hope to see you all next time.